What's going on, everybody? It's Falchion with you once again, and once again we are here for another episode of Borderless Gaming GSA. So 16, with me as always is the Geek Master. Say what's up to the people, Geek.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you feel welcome. Hope you found a home.
Very nice, very nice. So today, I don't know. Actually, let's get to J Law's Today in Gaming History. Today in Gaming History, 35 years ago in 1986, the game Gradius was released. I know most of you don't know anything about that game, but
Wow, I remember that.
that was one of my favorite games back in the day. So to bring it more in line to, or a little bit further into the future, 15 years ago in 2006, Ace Combat Zero was released. And Ace Combat is still going strong with Ace Combat 7 being released maybe 2 years ago. So, yeah, that is J Law's Today in Gaming History. So, what about you, Geek? What do you have for the people? Because I got a message in Discord this week from Evil, and he said that you have you're going to have some Battlefield news for us.
Wow, that I don't have yet.
Wow. Okay. So, ooh, he was sure that you would. He's going to be disappointed.
There is news. There is news. I just haven't got it together.
All right. So we can hit up on that a bit later. So in the meantime, we'll just go on with the normal what we've got going on in the news this week. What we've heard, what we've seen, what we hope to be true. This week, Sony announced that the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita stores will remain open. That's an awesome news for everybody. Yeah, Evil said, "Damn, you're slacking, Geek." Yep. Evil. I mean, he even in the Discord message, he said, "Geek will be all over this." So, but we'll see what you have. So what is going on, Evil? Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it tonight. Hey, Andrea, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it as well. I'm surprised you're not playing Ark right now.
Welcome, Andrea.
Andrea has decided that she's getting a PS5.
What?
Yeah, so wow.
Not only is she PC gaming, she's going to get on console?
Yeah, she is all over it. It's a whole new world.
But what's up? Why PlayStation though?
She's playing Ark with J Law and
a bunch of other people. Of course, that guy would be involved.
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, Evil. I hope you're doing good as well. Thanks for asking. But yeah, so the PS3 and the PS Vita stores will remain open. Sony has been in the news a lot lately for their kind of short-sighted view on things here lately. I guess is the best way to put it. So it's good to see that they decided to reverse this decision. You know, I'm one of those people who I don't know that I would ever go back to playing on my Vita. I would play that no problem. That's still very relevant to me. I don't know if I'd ever go back to play to hook up and play my PS3, but I do feel a level of comfort in knowing that they're going to be there if I should decide to do that. Andrea says she's branching out to become a borderless gamer as well. Wow. I didn't even know she considered herself to be a gamer. That's awesome, though. I'm glad to hear that. Way to go, Andrea. So what do you think about this? I mean, PS3 was big for you. I remember when it released. You were all about it.
I'm still all about it. I like
No, I
I
mean the
like
PS3 specifically. I remember like how excited you were when when it was coming out. I'm not saying you're not about gaming on the PlayStation. I mean, I just remember back in the day when we were playing I don't know what was it. It was probably something like Rainbow back then.
It
Um
was Rainbow on the PS3, but I'm still all about it. The PS3 is the yardstick to me for what game systems should be. Um, I had, well, no, I still have the PS3 Fatty, and that was the one that was hardware backwards compatible.
right.
And so, fast forward to today, that's the experience that I always want. The way that that came in, and that it still allowed me to play my PS2 games. Um, and so today, whenever a console or even the PC, I'm going, why can't I do those things? That
Right.
was the best launch to me as far as what it gave me. I'm still triggered by we have the PS5 without being able to utilize the SSD slot. Just throwing us a bone and saying you can get an external drive to put
Yeah.
8th gen games on does not satiate me for why am I not able, because you always make the complaint of how you only have so much space and you've already surpassed the internal space that you have.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the PS3, in my mind, I go back to, in my opinion, everything that's right or everything that could be right. And that's the thing that sets my expectation for what I should be getting now. There we go. I'm off my
Yeah.
soapbox.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Jim Ryan has said a bunch of crazy things, or crazy to me, anyways. As far as people, why would people want to play those older games or what have you? And granted, I just said that I wouldn't hook up. I couldn't see myself hooking up my PS3 again, but I would still love to be able to go back and play those games. SOCOM, and the like, or what have you. Those games that we were just having crazy fun on. But you know, Xbox brought all their games forward to the latest consoles. I don't see why Sony couldn't do and shouldn't do the same. And I do wish they would do that, because I would love to play those games. But it is still comforting to know that they're going to leave the PS3 store open, and especially the Vita. The Vita is still very relevant in that it is a Sony um, system that is portable handheld. So that's something that you always like, or I always like to have personally. In other news, Jim Ryan also says that he's going to be asking PlayStation suppliers, and specifically suppliers of those their internal chips or what have you that are in short supply, to fast track those so that they can get more PS5s out to the masses, which is good. I'm glad to hear that he's thinking on trying to get the PS5 into players' hands. The problem is, and the problem that no one seems to be addressing in the gaming space, or on those levels where he is what are you going to do about the scalpers and all the bots that are snatching them up before people that actually want them to be able to play them can get to them? If you don't solve that problem, then having a bunch go out there only to be snatched up buy people that are just going to put them on their shelves doesn't really help, in my opinion.
You
Right?
don't think that that's a simple problem to rectify?
The scalper problem.
Yes.
If it is, I don't see it, and maybe I'm not really
Order
trying to
online.
look.
Order online.
Uh-huh.
Go pick up in the store. So you got to physically go get it. And you can limit how many an individual can get.
Are people willing to do that?
That's
During
that's
the
that's not up for debate. You want to end the scalper
maybe though.
problem? No, it's not. It's that
I don't
simple.
know. Like
You
if
want the
people aren't
game,
willing to do it,
go get it.
if people aren't willing to do it, I mean, I don't know who would really want one that wouldn't be willing to do it. So I agree. I believe I agree with you. I believe I agree with you wholeheartedly. To be honest with you, I'm just questioning: Are people willing? Will people be willing to do it? To go
How
to
many
stores?
people, in the grand scheme of things, statistically, how many people wouldn't be willing to do it? And is that number enough for Sony to care? Because and that's what you say. The only way to combat bots and scalpers is to make it that you physically have. So even if you were to amass a number of systems, how many credit cards do you have? Because let's say they limit it to one or two per credit card. How many
Mm,
credit cards do you have? You know what I mean? So you
yeah.
can negate it in a very feasible manner. My opinion. Got to put that out there.
There you go, big wigs at Sony and Microsoft. Geekmaster has your solution to the bot problem. Just
What's up,
go
J Law?
ahead.
There he is.
What's going on, J Law? I'm surprised you're here as well. I'm surprised you're not on Arc, but I'm glad to see you. Sorry you missed your little spot on the show. Your little this year in gaming
He's probably
history.
he's probably here trolling, looking for Andrea, his ARC partner.
Probably. Why isn't she out there making walls for him, huh? um, in other news, PlayStation's Returnal, which comes out this week or next week, depending on when you feel that the week starts, is ready for to preload. So if you are planning to get that or have already gotten that, you can go ahead and preload it now. And I say if you're planning to get it, you can still do it because the new systems you can preload games that you haven't even purchased yet. So that's always a good thing. Remember that. J Law says he just got off of Arc. I'm surprised it's a little early. He must have some stuff to do today, huh? Um, but yeah, so if you guys, if anybody's looking forward to Returnal and has pre-ordered that, it is ready to, or actually, like I said, if you pre-ordered it or if you're planning to get it, it's ready to preload now. It is a 56 gigabyte download, so make sure you have your space. We all know what it's like on the PS5 as far as space goes. Moving on to some excuse me, Xbox news. Uh Xbox must be feeling really happy to know that Game Pass has hit 23 million subscribers. And that is an amazing milestone there. Well on their way to hitting that 80 million by the end of the year.
Is that
Um,
why Sony is planning to make a Game Pass competitor?
I wanted, I wanted to, I want to talk about that. So I'm glad you brought it up because I can't find enough on it, but I do want to talk about it. J Law says it's a school night. a school night, so can understand that. He also says boo Game Pass, but when Sony comes out with their competitor for it, he'll be all over it. Even though, as it stands right now, as far as I can see, um, it's not about games for them. It's about movies. It's about being able to watch free or not free, but movies for the price of the price that you put into PlayStation Plus. That's what they're adding. They're adding movies. They're Sony first party movies or whatever, however you want to say that. So is this? I mean, this is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But is it that relevant? Like, as gamers, do we care about being able to watch those movies like that? I don't know. So, I mean, what do you think, honestly?
In these COVID times, we have all become content consumptionists.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with I just finished watching news about, India's numbers with COVID.
Right.
And so my fear of us being in this pandemic mode for longer than any of us would like is real. And now I think Sony and Microsoft are just looking to cash in on this trend for right now.
But so Sony has always been about selling consoles through what they put on their consoles, i.e., their first party, big name, big number titles, right? So, you, for instance, don't have a PS5 yet. Are you going to want a PS5 all that much more because you can now watch? You will now be able to watch, assuming that this succeeds. I know it's gone live in, I want to say, Poland, if I remember correctly, um, as a test thing for a year. But is this going to make you want to buy a PS5 more than you may already want to? Or if you don't want to, would it make you want to buy a PS5?
Okay, so my position is that I already have a smart TV. I already have my Xbox One, which allows me even on a regular monitor to have a lot of those smart TV features. So I don't see Sony being able to entice me that way. You want me to I admit that Sony has better first party titles, individual play games, campaign modes, if you will. You wanna entice me for Sony? Do what you've been doing better than even my beloved Microsoft. And um that gets my attention. Telling me that I can get a movie is not something that I look to either of the consoles to provide for me. I don't hate on the PS5, J Law. Actually, J Law, I would really be interested in having you call in to discuss your affinity for all things PlayStation. I'm truly curious. Just what about it is the end all be all for you? And maybe there's something that I'm not counting.
There you go, J Law. He just invited you to guest host on next week's show. Will you take it? Saying that I'm a PS5 hater when I was got my PS5 before you got yours, buddy. I'm just saying. I'm just
Do
saying.
remember,
I
do
was on the
remember,
phone
Jay.
with you to help you get yours.
Just remember that this is Borderless Gaming. You know, I do want a PS5. I am gonna get a Series X. I had an opportunity to get a Series S, and I really like studied long and hard and thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna hold out. I want the X. Why did you face palm, Falchion?
I have an X, and if I had an opportunity given to me to get an S, I would take it. So wow, just I'm saying wow. I'm sad.
Really? But okay. So here is where it fits in to my case scenario, is that I had to make I wanted to get an ultra wide monitor, right? For all
Mhm.
these things that we're doing on YouTube, and I'm looking to the future of editing and all these different things. And I thought an ultra wide quad HD monitor would have been awesome. But when I heard that the PlayStation won't play in 1440p, it made me take a step back. So if I'm going to go 4K, then everything I have, I want to be 4K. And so I wouldn't take an S to not be at my highest resolution. So what am I doing? And again, conversation you and I had, there really is no compelling games right now. So as much as I want to say that I'm in this current gen, I can hold off for a minute. And I'm really happy that Microsoft and Sony have been asking chip makers to up their production. So there's a better possibility that we would get something this year.
I mean, I got you. I understand it, and again, I collect consoles.
He doesn't want to start over on the crap box.
Is
Really?
the best way to say it.
Yet you want to live on the pit station?
Um, so I got you. And I got to apologize, guys. I've been flipping through these um these articles, and I never put them up on screen. So in order to be fair, I won't start putting up the Xbox ones either. Now that we've gotten through all the PlayStation stories, so that's my bad, guys. Yeah, pro streamer here, right? Um, so yeah, but no, seriously, J Law, you should come on the show and talk about like I know you and I have seriously spoken about why it is that you feel the way you feel about the PlayStation or whatever as a whole. I think it would be cool to if you would be willing to come on the show and tell the audience about it. I think it honestly may help some people to understand why they feel the way they feel about whatever console or means of gaming or means of even just other things in life. Like if they're Apple over Android or something, you know what I mean? I think you actually have some really valid points to why you feel the way you feel, and but again, that's up to you. I guess we can talk about it, right? So, in other news, Xbox gets its FPS boost for a bunch of games, which is pretty cool. I want to say it's a story that 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 wow, Sony, sorry, had a couple weeks ago or last week maybe, but got lost in the shuffle with everything that we had going on. Unfortunately, yeah, almost everybody. Yeah, almost everybody. Um, I'm not an Apple fan myself, but I know most people are, and I that's definitely not something that I can deny. Um, but so what do you think about this? A lot of the so of course with it being on Xbox, a lot of these games are older games. But that FPS boost is one of those things that's bringing um those old games, those back compact games into the future and making them really relevant again. That along with their graphical enhancements, and again, Sony is doing this as well. Very very impressed with what both companies are in fact doing. There you go, Jay. Andrea says she's all Apple all day, and you can eat her apple if you don't agree. That didn't come out right. Doesn't sound right at all.
Really, she's Team
Sorry.
Apple.
Yeah. Oh, good lord. Yeah. Actually, I've been meaning to ask her if I could borrow her iPad to test. Um, actually, our next story, which is the
iOS Game Pass on
iOS and
iOS.
PC get Game Pass or cloud gaming in beta, and I was accepted or invited to that beta, and so I would really like to check it out. So, Andrea, if you don't, can I borrow your iPad? Try that, maybe. Let me know. So yeah, you have Apple products, right? I know you used to have you used to buy both every year. So do you still do that?
Yes, and it's actually with the latest upgrade. It's time for me to get the newer version so that I can try this iPad in this iteration. I'm looking at the iPad Pro.
Nice, nice. Evil says Android all the way. I tend to agree with you. I guess in that I am not border. You know what? I don't have a problem with Apple per se. Outside of just getting used to how different they work as far as like keyboards and everything. It's kind of weird, but I don't have a problem with them per se. But I don't own any. Well, that's not true either because I do have some like really old Apple products. Uh, Jay says that no one is without sin, Andrea. So he says your affinity for Apple is sinful, and he says thank you to Evil for backing him up because Evil backs him on nothing normally. But that's funny. Um, but yeah, I'm actually interested to test that out and see actually both on PC and iOS to see how that's how it plays, how it works. Is it truly the future of gaming? That's another story. It just hit me, and I saw it briefly, like really early in the week, and I guess I was doing something else and I didn't write it down. But uh, PlayStation also announced that they are looking into going into the mobile gaming space um, coming up here soon, or they're at least looking into it, and they're actually partnering with Microsoft to be able to do it, to be able to use before anybody freaks out and jumps off a building, calm down, relax. The partnership is just to use Microsoft's Azure uh, systems or whatever you call them to be able to run
Servers and
the
backend.
thank you. So that's cool, and that kind of actually goes to show. And here's a part that may want you to may make you guys want to jump off a building you're pro one or the other. But that does go to show that these guys are not trying to knock each other out of the game. They're actually, when it's time to help one another, they actually do that, and it's actually going to be very beneficial. I am interested to see what Sony would be willing to do, or would how far they would go into the mobile gaming space. I know, again, Jay Laws is into to mobile gaming. I myself am not into mobile gaming as far as like what you would download on your phone, like playing my Xbox on my phone. If you consider that mobile gaming, I'm all about that. That's very fun. It's very enjoyable for me. But to play like a game like, say, Clash of Clans is what pops into my head. Is not. I don't enjoy that game too much. I guess it's not even really true that I'm not into mobile game, because there are little crazy like puzzle games where you gotta untwist the knots of strings or whatever, that I do just to kind of get my brain going or whatever, but not like really a hardcore mobile game player myself. But you know, I can see where it'd be very fun, but for me, there's way too much being able to be done on my phone as far as like console gaming, to that. If I have like a long block of time, or even a not so long block of time, that I'd prefer to do that instead. And final bit of news is free to play games are now truly free to play on Xbox. What do you think about that, Geek?
Um, well, it's good for gamers. It's a entry point into that Microsoft ecosystem. That's pretty simple. And then once they're there, if they can play this, then I'm sure they'll want to play something else.
It is definitely a big leap for Microsoft that they've been needing to make for a very long time. Hey Cheryl, welcome to the stream. She has a question. Hey guys, quick question off subject. Found a PlayStation 4 with 2 games and all the accessories for $547. Is that a good price? It for me, it depends on the games and what accessories you're talking about. So if you would be willing to list those, I can give you a better opinion on it for me. Geek, shoot.
Yeah, because that's the question for me as well. What are you considering all the accessories? Is that a VR headset? Is that the Move controllers? What are all the accessories? Because then if you start adding those things, that might be a deal worth looking at. But until we know that, we can't really answer.
I mean, if you're getting a VR headset for it, hands down, in my opinion, yeah, that's worth it. Actually, Andrea was looking at a PS4, and we also need to know if it's a PS4 Pro or just the PS4. But Andrea was looking at a PS4 Pro, something to kind of hold her over till she could get a PS5, and it was, I think she said it was like maybe $100 less than, maybe 50 to $100 less than the PS5 right now. So they're still up there in their in worth, I guess, in value, because the PS5 is so hard to get. But yeah, let us know what the accessories are, and the games as well, because, well, the games, I can tell you this: if it's something that whoever is going to be playing the console is into, then the games are good. If it's not, if it's like My Little Pony Princess Castle or something, um, you then that game's probably not going to help you in the value of this possible purchase for you. But Yeah, so if you can let us know the accessories, because I'm thinking maybe, all right, so if it's one controller should already be in in the system with the in the package. They come with a controller, but so if you're thinking like an extra controller, um, maybe a headset, uh, trying to think.
I got
Maybe,
an answer for you.
okay, go.
She sent me an image of it.
Okay,
So it's the it looks like a Pro, a PS Pro, PS4 Pro.
okay.
It
So let's call
has
that 300.
two
No,
controllers.
400. Call that 400. Okay, so that's 460. Let's call it.
It has a headset.
What kind of headset?
It doesn't look like the PlayStation headset. It looks like an off-brand
Okay, is it a stereo headset or is it just over one ear with a mic?
stereo.
Okay, with a mic.
Yes.
Okay, and so you would know if it was a Turtle Beach or if it was an Astros or something. So I'm gonna call that another $50 for a headset. Um,
Right.
so where are we? We're at around the $500 mark right now, right?
Yes. And it has what looks to be a dual controller charger.
Okay, that's another $30.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and the games, God of War,
Oh, you're in. Yeah, you're in right there. That there's your value. There's more than your value right there.
Uncharted, and two Uncharted 4 and Uncharted the collector's edition.
Okay. Older games, but most people like the Uncharted series. I'm not a fan of it personally, but most people do really enjoy the Uncharted series. I think J Law was really into it. Um, so yeah. You said 547. Yeah, that's that's you're getting more than what you're putting down as far as value goes. So yeah, that's a good price. It is. I mean, if you're looking, if you're really, if what you're truly looking for is a PS5, um,
I would say hold out.
you might want to hold out. But if you are just looking to get into gaming or get a gaming system, if you're just ready to pull the trigger on that, that is a really good deal. So uh, PS4 Pro, that's about $400. Um, an extra controller, that's another $60. Uh,
Tell
yeah,
them again, J Lo.
yeah, I see it. There you go for everybody to see. Uh, the charger is another $30. The headset, another $50. Uh, God of War, probably, arguably one of the best games to ever come out for the PlayStation. So you're looking at a let's reduce it. Let's go with what it was worth. It's probably worth a little bit more now. So that's a $60 game or what have you, and then a couple of Uncharted games. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say that's worth it for sure. If you're looking to get into gaming and you're ready to pull the trigger on and you're not
But
looking to get specifically to get this should not be a replacement for a PS5 is my opinion.
right,
If you're
that's what
looking
I'm
for a
gonna ask.
PS5, go for it. Wait for the PS5.
So late in the life cycle of the PlayStation, I don't know that I would want to do that.
Evil says he really enjoyed the Uncharted series, so there you go. Been gaming with Evil for. better than 10 years. Been gaming with J Law for better than 10 years. They both enjoy. Joe says she's getting it for her son, and it is an upgrade for him. So again, if it's an upgrade for him and it's an upgrade that he wants, I still think it's going to be a while before you can easily. I think you're looking probably before you can roll into a store and get a PS5. I'm saying this time next year. So if it's an upgrade for him, and it's and um he's not expecting a PS5 because a PS4 in place of an expected PS5 is a hit, and it's a painful hit. I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, I really wanted a backgammon set, the game backgammon for Christmas, and I wanted the one that folded up into a suitcase. You know, like
Right. I
that to
remember
me.
those.
That to me was a real backgammon set, and my mom got me one of the ones that was just a piece of cardboard that you folded out and you could flip it over and play chess on the other side. You know what I'm talking about? Those. So, and I was so hurt and so upset, and I lost all my Christmas gifts for being ungrateful that year. I distinctly remember, but that that was a hit for me because I was expecting this, and at being a kid at the time, it really hit me in a way that was unexpected to, I bet, either of us. So yeah, you're more than welcome. I'm glad. Thank you for asking the question and trusting us to give you an answer.
Here's the thing though, Cheryl,
Yes. Oh, evil spy.
is are you if you pay the 547, would you be willing in 6 months to then upgrade to the PS5? Because eventually those PS5 games will come out and he's going to be at a loss for what he can't do, or the fidelity that he will be missing, and especially when wanting to play with friends who would most likely have or be getting a PS5.
Oh,
So
so he's an
that's something
Xbox
you want to
king right now.
factor in.
Here, let me put it to you this way: if you were to get it if you were going to go out tonight, or yeah, tonight, it's only 7, or tomorrow, and get them this system for this deal, um, not this Christmas coming up, but the following oh, he's not expecting anything at all. Let me get through these. Oh, they just lost that friendship. She said he's not expecting anything at all. Then yeah, that would be a tremendous surprise for anybody who enjoys gaming, for sure. The PS4 Pro is not that. I mean, if you haven't messed with a PS5, it's not that far uh, of a leap. um,
What do you
so
wrong?
no,
Wrong. 13.99. Don't do it.
you're not paying any. Yeah, there's no console that's worth $13.99. Don't do that. And that sounds like somebody's scalping a PS5, maybe. But even the PS5 isn't worth $13.99. A lot of people are trying to get away with that and are getting away with that. But no, it's better to just wait. The PS5 is worth $500. I was able to get um, a PS5 for a buddy recently, and the guy that was selling the PS5 wanted $700 for it, just for the PS5, and I wouldn't pay that for it. So, yeah, $13.99 for a PS5 and I mean, if you're getting a PS5, the Xbox, and a Switch all together, yeah, that's good. But now. But yeah,
That's the
he's
cost. $13.99 would be all three of those systems.
yeah. Um,
Right.
if he's not expecting it, and that's a good price. That's a really good price for all the things that you're getting. That's a good price for um, the console, God of War, and an extra controller, in my opinion. I mean, God of War is such a game, such a just wow, that game will engross your son if assuming he likes that type of game. Like if he absolutely just does not like that type of game, then this is all for not. But I mean what I'm saying right now. But yeah, that game is over the top good and very one that people just get lost in. And so yeah.
You might have missed Faustin saying last week that if you were willing to pay the purchase price of a PS5, he might be able to help you get one.
I mean, I'm looking. Okay, so I am actively looking to find consoles for people who want them in my area because I mean, like, if something comes up in my area and I can get my hands on it, if you're willing to pay for it and willing to pay the shipping, if I have to ship it to you or whatever, then I'm glad to help you out where I can or what have you. But unfortunately, I can't afford to buy anyone a PS5 or and because that would be an awesome giveaway on the channel. But unfortunately,
It
um,
would.
no problem, Cheryl. Again, thank you for asking and trusting us with the question. It feels kind of good to be able to help with that. Um,
Phone lines are open. 1-800 Ask Faustin.
so I have a question. This isn't news. This is a question, but it hopefully will lead into what you have. And my question is: should Battlefield 6 be new gen only? Not saying this, and this has nothing to do with the PC. This has to do with looking at the cyberpunk crisis, if you will, where it got so tripped up trying to be on the last gen consoles, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Series X, and that on those consoles. Should this be should Battlefield 6 be for new gen consoles only? A lot of people are talking about that right now and saying that yeah, that's the way it should be. That's where they shouldn't be trying to make it for the last gen consoles or what have you. What are your guys' opinions?
Because of the size of the alleged size of the map, because it's what I've been watching, what they're showing. I think traveling all that distance and you got to have load times for crossing into different areas. I think that it should be now current gen only, just because you want the fidelity. You're flying those 4K screens. You want to avoid pop-in, so you need the speed of that Microsoft Infinity, what is it? The Infinity architecture. So
Mhm.
there there are, if you want all those things and you want that fidelity and you want it in 4K and without graphics popping, I think it should be. I mean, it could be PC also.
I mean,
I mean,
PC
you said
is
should it be PC only? I think so.
no next gen, new gen only, not PC only.
Well, see, I it's hard to separate them because
Okay,
when graphics cards become
you have to,
available,
you have to separate them. Though it's confusing. Stop confusing people.
All right, all right. Well, I'll stick to the question that you asked. Yes, it should be current gen only, just because of uh, the resource demand.
Okay. Sure, I put you on the list, um, so I will let Geek know if that becomes a thing. If I find something, um, Evil says that are the last gen consoles going to be able to handle it? I mean, I have doubts, to be honest, and a lot of people do, and I do too. I don't know what they're willing to give up to be able to run this game on those consoles, but I don't know that EA. I mean, we are talking about EA here. I don't know that EA is going to be willing to give up the the number of people that they would lose if they don't put it on those consoles as well. So, and I don't know how long they've been working on this game. So, when they started working on this game, were they working it to be able to go on these last gen consoles? I know that these new gen consoles aren't that new in the back doors of the gaming space, but I don't know. I agree with you guys that and it does come down to Cyberpunk, the way Cyberpunk released. Cyberpunk tried so hard to be on everything, and it was a horrible failure, and I would hate to see that happen with such a beloved franchise as um Battlefield. So yeah, I at the same time I don't want to I'm not looking to push anybody out of this game. Like I want as many people playing this game as possible. And this game is going to need as many people as possible to be playing it. Just for, like you said, the sheer size of it. Here we go, geek. Whatever you got. All right, so that is what Evil sent me. So you guys are on the same page. I'm glad to see it. So go ahead, give people the news.
Well, as you read there are two new Battlefield experiences that are in development, one for console and one for PC. Which if they're doing it for console, they're going to lower it down to that lowest uh, common denominator. And so I don't know where those gives are. Are you going to be losing just fidelity, resolution, or are you going to lose the ability to do something that's game related? So not being able to fly, or I don't know what that give is. But if all things being the same, then it's kind of a moot point.
And you misread this. This is one for console and PC, and another for mobile.
No, plus another for mobile.
No, read it. And read it
One for
slow.
console and PC,
And
plus
PC
another,
plus
plus
so
another for
there's
mobile.
two. No, so there's not
PC
a
and console is
separation.
one. Right.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
yeah. So Evil says surely one of the biggest things will be RTX compatibility on new gen. Best option is to release on new gen and PC because we don't want people stuck with a game that is not fun to play. And that's what it fundamentally comes down to.
Right.
Trying to get it to everyone. Like I would like to see happen, and I'm not gonna lie about that. I would like to see everybody that wants to play this game be able to play this game on whatever it is that they can play the game on. But if it's gonna destroy the fun of the game, if it's gonna destroy the game, kind of like do like again, Cyberpunk pretty much destroyed the game. Because I mean, I had been looking forward to Cyberpunk for at least 5 years, 6 years or something since I first heard it. And I mean, other people have been looking for a long, excuse me, long time before that. And now thinking about it, um, I haven't I haven't thought about it. You know, I haven't thought about going back to it. So uh, we definitely don't want that. So yeah, I think I agree that you know, I was kind of on the fence about it, but yeah, I do I think I agree that it should be on new gen and PC only, and I'm kind of curious about this mobile. Is it going to be? I guess it will be like maybe PUBG mobile and Call of Duty mobile, and maybe that's why they're going that route as well. But if that's the case, I hope they have a completely separate team working on it. Um, because right now in the gaming space, we really do need something. Um, we need something new gen, and as fun as Returnal looks, that's I don't think that's going to be the title. Um, I think we need something that's multiplayer and something that everyone can get into. So yeah, I guess you guys got me on that one. You flipped me, or you at least pulled me down off the fence to your side because you make a good point. It's not fun even for a group that if it's that group, if it's the group that's on the last gen consoles, then that's going to be the bigger group right now. That's where there are going to be the most players right now. So yeah, but, and what is this? Is this Battlefield 4?
I think that looks like 4.
So yeah. What else? Anything else, Skeet?
Well, no, there's been no new the day before news, which is something I've been scouring daily for.
Gotcha.
I'm really excited about that game.
That game looks incredible, and I am worried that me personally, I can't speak for anyone else, but I am worried that me myself personally am hyping it up a little bit too much because because it looks, to be 100% honest, it looks like the game I was hoping the Division games would be, to be honest with you. So
Right.
not that, and again, not this in the Division, but when I thought about the Division, I thought about it in terms of who it was coming from, which is Ubisoft, and then and it being a Tom Clancy game, right? It is Tom Clancy's
It
Division.
is.
Yeah. So and then so that made me think that it would be more along the lines of Rainbow and Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon, and so when it came out to not be a shooter like those games, I found it distasteful.
Well,
Uh,
I just didn't like the bait and switch of it
right,
because what they showed us originally to what it turned out to be was very different.
right,
And so I wasn't happy about that. Because remember they used to show what then just became just the echo, but originally that was supposed to be the map, and you
right.
were supposed to be able to look and move through the map that way, and then it only became an echo. So I was really disappointed there.
So yeah, I find myself hanging more on this game than I should be. More than they are um, asking me to hang on it. Simply because I'm looking forward to pick up the slack of another game that they had nothing to do with, and that's wrong on my part. Hands up, I freely admit it, but I find that that is exactly what I'm doing, and so that's kind of worrying. But E3 is coming up soon. Hopefully, they will have a lot to say there. If assuming that they're going there, I don't know that they are. But assuming they're going to be there, hopefully there's a lot that they have to say there. And yeah, I don't have anything else, Geek. What about you?
Well, they keep saying, look for this release of more info soon. So, because there was even speculation that there was going to be something coming out Friday, not yesterday, but Friday. And so there's something on the horizon. So I want to see what Battlefield 6 is going to do, what the day before, what information they're going to release. Yeah, and then there's E3 coming. So will they announce something there? Because there's going to be, I assume there are going to be a number of announcements. Because again, you've got the PS5, you've got the Series X, and there really hasn't been any current gen releases.
Right.
Horizon.
He's on a Zero Dawn kick. I can't blame him. That's an awesome game. Actually, I just downloaded they gave PS Plus gave PlayStation gave away the game for free with it's supposed to have all the DLC, but it's still asking me to pay for one of the DLC, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, that's a great game. If you haven't played it, I highly suggest it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Again, unless you have any other news, reviews.
I'm gonna hold off for next week because I'm looking at the time.
PlayStation Plus or PlayStation gave it for free. Sony.
He doesn't keep up with his own beloved fandom.
I'm confused. I think he confused himself. I don't know. But yeah. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. Cheryl, again, I put you on the list. So I don't know what you want to do as far as that deal that you've been offered or what have you. I will say that it is a great deal. Looking at it as a deal in and of itself. So I would be very interested to hear what you do decide to do with that.
I'm gonna advise go with PS5.
I mean, PS5, and again, yeah, it's just a hard thing to find. But like I said, I have you on the list, and I will let Geek know if I am able to get that for you. But
not impossible. Difficult, but not impossible.
It's not impossible. We would be here all night trying to list all the great games on Xbox. That J Law, he makes a good point.
And on Game Pass.
Game Pass alone, yeah. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me.
Even your beloved MLB The Show just had to throw that in there.
Ooh, a Sony game on Game Pass. Well, you know what? I'm not even trying to start a war. Until next time, guys. This has been Fauci. You know me. I'm Ghost. Two fingers is cool. Later.
Another episode is in the can.
Take it easy, guys. Be safe.